So I wanted to talk about the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Now, I mean, it's a book from 1936, I believe. Now, it's kind of the recommended book by a lot of self-help YouTubers, a couple of like how to get into sales people recommend it as well, because it's very a commercial book, and I'll get into why I think that. Now, I believe originally Dale Carnegie did the How to Win Friends and Influence People as a college course at one of the Ivy League colleges in the US, and then later turned it into a book. So you can imagine that originally the advice is even before the 1930s as well. There's been a couple of revisions to the book as well, but for a piece of like study material almost that people recommend all the time, it seems kind of outdated, first of all, and I'll elaborate why, don't worry. And to be honest, I don't think it's very relevant to today's society anymore. A lot of like the personalities of people, how they interact, their preferences towards people trying to sell them things have changed a lot. A lot of the super wealthy kind of don't like to be plastered all over everything anymore. And I think that brings me into my first point, which is one of the topics he talks about, which I think is really, really weird. Well, not really, really weird, but it can get a little bit misconstrued, is that you should be calling people by their name and remembering their name, not the bad part, but then also using their first name in conversation a lot, almost like marketing them based on their name as well. So one of the examples, I think, was, I'm probably going to get this a little bit wrong, but the idea of it is accurate. So one of the ideas is that someone was trying to sell the idea of a train station to a mayor of a town or something similar like that. Like they're trying to install an important building for the public. And the way that they sold it to this mayor was, hey, we're gonna call it, say the mayor's name is, pretend the mayor's name is Adam something, or his last name is Adams. We're gonna call it the Adams train station, and everybody's gonna be visiting it, and your name will be in this town cemented as part of history. I don't think that works anymore, to be completely honest. I really don't, because now that there's this like whole class war thing going on, you know, since Luigi Mangione and everything, a lot of people are like, oh, eat the rich, da 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 da. Hey, motorcyclists. Damn, okay. I think that, you know, if you run a successful, like super high value company, then you don't want your name to be everywhere. You want to be behind the scenes, kind of. No one really knows who you are. And that's to like protect yourself in a way. Unless you're Elon Musk, I don't know what the hell he's thinking or what he's doing. But that man's something else, I don't know. So that sales tactic doesn't work anymore, right? I don't want to be named on the building or a memorial or something. Like maybe some people still do, most people don't, I feel. And then most people buying goods and stuff, now they see like the remembering of the name and the over like mentioning of your name as like a cheeky sales tactic, right? Damn. Look at this view, by the way. Holy shit. It's so nice, apart from the dead trees, but like over the ridge, very good. Yeah, look at this. Oh my god. Look at the road, fuck. So anyway, the new generation doesn't really like their name being mentioned over and over in like some sort of sales pitch, you know? So you could imagine someone at the mall, you know those stands, like not in an actual store, they're like between the stores and they try and sell like cheap watches and cheap jewelry and whatnot. The moment you tell them their name, so I'm like, oh hi, I'm Zeph. And then they're gonna sell me like, so Zeph, you're looking for a really nice thing for your girlfriend or your mother or something like that. And they'll say you things like, what's your budget today, Zeph? And how are you doing today, Zeph? And what are you interested in, Zeph? And I'm like, the using of your first name is such a red flag, I feel. And the same goes for car dealerships. if your car salesman is trying to sell you by going, do you have any kids, Zeph? Or something along the lines of, do you have any particular brands that you're looking for today, Zeph? And it's just like the Zeph or whatever your name is at the end of all the sentences. That really confuses me. It just feels sleazy, you know? I'm not interested in that. So overall, like, not anymore. I don't even work in sales, but as a customer of, like, plenty of things in my life, I hate it when people do this. Absolutely hate it. What else is there? Imagine you meet someone at a party as well, and every word that they say to you ends in your name as well. So pretend your name is Alex. Imagine, okay, if there's a viewer named Alex or something, you're gonna be freaked out. But it's like, so what do you do for work, Alex? Instead of just, oh yeah, what do you do for work? Do you have any hobbies in your spare time? It's always just appending their name or suffixing their sentence with a name. And it's so weird. So what do you want to drink, Alex? So what do you like to do for fun, Alex? What do you do for work, Alex? I'm like, dude, I told you, like, Alex isn't my name, by the way. I told you my name when we met. Like, I know that you remember if you're, like, worth talking to. The only reason I use someone's name at a party now is, like, if you're addressing them specifically out of everyone in the group. So if I'm going to the fridge or something and I'm grabbing a drink, I'll be, Alex, do you want a drink? Or when you're leaving the party, it was nice to meet you, Alex. Like, that's it, bro. Anything else is just, it feels creepy and needy and sleazy. So I think if you read this book, you kind of need to take that with a grain of salt, you know? So following on from that, I want my interactions to be authentic. And I hope that a lot of other people do as well. If I meet someone, I want them to be genuinely interested in me and, like, want to actually know me for who I actually am, not the salesperson, how to win friends and influence people, Dale Carnegie little personality that I might have built or whatever. And I don't think it's very nice to be in conversations where you're trying to convince somebody that you're more enjoyable or more funny or more sociable than you actually are. I guarantee if you adjust yourself with, like, a little bit more positivity and gratitude baked in, that's all you need. You'd be that authentic self, you'd make friends, and you'd have enjoyable conversations with the people that you actually care about. Instead of creating this fake charisma that all the guru YouTubers just seem to create. I just don't understand it. Now, one of the points that Dale makes in his book is that point, like, be genuinely interested in other people. He does go about it in a weird way, but I do think it's still relevant. I think a lot of my generation, they don't know how to actively listen and care about someone's life in general. And the entire time in a social situation, they want to be the one speaking and they want to be the center of attention. I feel like there's more enjoyment to just letting conversation flow and listening to people and asking questions of like, to help them flow in a story and actually be interested in their interests and what they're talking about is really, really important. And it makes the people who you have close to you feel really important and great as well. And obviously you shouldn't be doing this all the time. You're allowed to talk about what interests you, but have some respect and have some courtesy towards your friends as well. Especially when they're telling you serious stuff, don't just laugh at them and have a go at them or anything like that. Like, then they can't open up in future, and it's just kind of sad. So I feel like a lot of people read this book and then they just take it way too seriously. So then they implement every single one of Dale's points in their life. Every single interaction they have, they seem to be trying to gain the person's, like, respect and integrity, and they're trying to become like this trustworthy person that then they can take advantage of in future. And it's just a little bit, it's inauthentic, and I hate inauthentic people. One of the examples that I've ran into, I was once searching for a new gym, right? And I went to this one specific gym in particular. And the guy that took me on a tour and that was trying to like sell me the membership, right? He didn't really give that authentic problem solving personal aspect to it. He was simply like, he did the first name thing as well. So it's like, hey Zeph, there's plenty of latch pull down machines. Or, hey Zeph, are you interested in a cycling class? I like, no, not really. I just want to do my own lifting and everything. And he just like, and he ran through the tour super quickly. Didn't really care about what my goals were as a person. He just said, hey, we have this thing, we have this thing, we have this thing. And it just created like this really cold, artificial sales process that I wasn't going to buy from. And then once we finished that tour, which I wasn't a fan of anyway, the gym was like very cramped and everything, quite claustrophobic. We get to the end of it, and he sits me down with a piece of paper, like almost ready to sign me, pretty much. And I tell him, oh, look, I'd love some time to think about it. Immediately, oh, what do you have to think about? I'm like, I just prefer to, you know, go home and sleep on it, on like big decisions. And then he pulls the whole, oh, it's like a monthly membership thing. What do you have to think about? The first month is only $100. What do you have to think about? And I think that's $1,000 contract when you're trying to lock me into this 12-month prepaid scheme, where I'm still gonna have to pay $100 every month, and then you're trying to like focus my attention only on the first month and not actually sell me shit properly. No, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. And yeah, so I went there with my mate, did this whole tour thing together, and we left and never went back. So yeah, salespeople, stop taking this book so damn seriously. Ultimately, what I'm trying to get at, right, is you shouldn't do things because a book told you to. You should do things because you actually want to be your best self, and you want to be interested in other people, and you want to build real relationships. And that goes the same for people working in sales. First of all, you should be proud of the products that you're selling. And I understand not all people are in a position where they're selling like the greatest product on earth or something that they're genuinely proud of. And you can't just quit your job tomorrow and move to a different one. But I mean, in a sales role, I think that is really important, that you're not actively lying to your customers and that you're actually proud of what you're selling. And you can go to your customers with this authentic self and tell them, look, here are all the benefits. If you don't want it, that's okay, but I truly believe it will help you. Now I'm sure like salespeople will get riled up and be like, no, that's not the best way to make my commission. Sure, whatever floats your boat, man. And for friendships, again, just be genuine. There's too many fake people in this world to walk around being one of them as well. Okay, that's it. See ya.